I just had a good friend of mine, I've known for a long time, messaged me about, oh, I want to Zoom call you. I think you'll think what my company is doing is good. And, it was like, well, yeah, I saw a TikTok video, I'm proud of you, you're doing a good thing, all this and all that. Well, there's a thin line of discernment when it comes to these things. That can get kind of tricky, especially to a person that's not a mature Christian. People don't really understand. The world doesn't validate good. The world doesn't validate a Christian's lifestyle. The world does not validate a Christian's life. What we think is good can be no good at all. So the things that we're thinking, we don't take it upon ourselves to go out and figure out what is good, what we should be doing that's good in the eyes of God, The good comes from God. I'm doing good in God's eyes as it pertains to my life and what he leads me to do and tells me to do in my life. I don't need somebody else's validation telling me that I'm doing good. Not that she says she's proud of me doing good, but the part that oh, you should be involved with this because we're doing good, I guess what I'm trying to say is the world, well, I've already said this, but the world don't validate me. I don't set out to achieve worldly measures of good. The only good that matters to me is being pleasing in the eyes of God and doing what my Father has set forth for me to do. And whenever I follow what he's telling me to do, I know that I'm doing good. I need no other validation besides his love and his validation of me being his son. That's all the validation I need is my relationship with him. I don't have to go out and say, oh, well, are you not volunteering for that program over there? That's a good Christian thing to do. That's a good thing. Well, I'm not saying that I'm not going to volunteer. But if I don't, it don't mean I'm doing something. I'm not doing, what I'm doing is not good. Just because I don't go volunteer for this or go volunteer for that. And let me say this too. In your churches, in your communities, yes, to get together and do bake sales, to raise money for this or that or whatever. Yeah, those are good, wholesome things that your community and your church should be doing, trying to help some of the less fortunate in your churches. Yeah, we're supposed to be doing these things. But we don't set these worldly measures up to tell us what we're doing is good, because the only good you can do is to be strong in your relationship with Christ. That is the only good. That's the only measure of good. That's the only way to be good in his eyes. Sacrificing your morals to achieve some worldly standard of good is not good at all. Matter of fact, it's the opposite of good. It is separating you from Christ. So let's try not to set forth these worldly measures and these things that we need to achieve by the world's eyes to tell us what's good, because it's the opposite of good in most cases. God is going to tell us what's good. He's going to lead us. He's going to guide us in our hearts. And I know there's a lot of Christians that aren't mature enough to understand this in Christianity. But all I can say is, yeah, in the beginning, you need to do things. You need to model your behavior after Christ. And you need to seek him to help you get through different things to show you how to live and how to be close to him. And these trials foster that relationship with him. But once we come to a certain point in our lives, and we know him in our hearts, we find his rest. We become sanctified. We come to realize that worldly measures are very rarely good. It's the things we do in our relationship with him and to build a stronger relationship with him. That's what's good. So I guess I'm just saying, don't always just look around and say, well, what's the Christian? What can I be doing in the world to show that I'm a Christian, or show that I'm a good Christian, or to be a Christian in the world's eyes? Those fruits we bear by being his children. We don't have to take it upon ourselves to go out and try to accomplish those. God's going to do that for us. We're going to bear those fruits regardless. We don't have to try to go out and achieve some kind of worldly accolades or some kind of worldly measure to carry those fruits. We bear those fruits as we walk through our daily lives, as we walk in the gas station in the morning and buy us a cup of coffee and are polite and courteous and nice to people. You know, those are the morals we carry. Those are the things that God gives us and how he transforms us to be that are good. Going out and building a house for the poor people, I'm not saying it can't be good, but I'm saying that's not what we measure ourselves to say we're good. Well, I'm good. I'm a good person. I'm a good Christian. I went out and I built me a house for these poor people, or I did this for these people, or did that for that people, whatever. That's not what validates me being good. What validates me being good is my relationship with Christ, and that's it. That is all. Nothing else validates me being good except my relationship with Christ. That being said, not saying we won't do some things in the world that are Christian things that will be deemed also by the world as being good. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you better know where it's coming from. That's all I'm saying. And it better be from Christ and from your heart and your relationship with him. That's all I got. Amen.